everybody, it's Carla and welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to take you scuba diving with us today. Good morning from barely sunrise, sleepy island of Grand Cayman. It is not even 6:30 yet, and I am up and ready to go for some diving today. We are attempting to get some quick breakfast. The place opens up at 7, and then we're supposed to get picked up on the beach at 7:45. I can't wait to bring you guys along and share some of the magic of the underwater world. I'm pretty excited. I am getting over a little anxiety of going back down, but it always happens after not being in the water for a long time. It's been over a year now. Here is what I chose as my breakfast. I already dug in, but I always have to have oatmeal, eggs, potatoes, sausage, and a little guilty pleasure. And then coffee's coming, and yeah, getting ready to go outside. And there's our dive bags. Here is a view of the coral, and as you can see, there is plant life growth on it. And when I shine my light on it, you can see the colors just light up. And then here is Scott picking up a queen conch with an actual queen conch snail living inside of it. How exciting! Here I spotted a seashell, and of course I needed to pick it up and check out if it had any pretty colors on it. This is the Oro Verde Wreck, which is a classic dive site, very historical, and unfortunately all the treasure has been picked up. But there is so much plant life, animals, coral growing all over this wreck, and here is me saying hi to all the blue fishies, and of course Scott, who just has to be one with the fish. And the fish don't want to be one with him. There he goes again. This is our amazing dive guide, Miss Lisa, and she is amazing because she is always spotting all the little life. And in this part of the video, she has found a little starfish in a spongy home, and she is ever so gently and lovingly coaxing them out to come say hello to all of us. and it was so fun. Look at him, he's so cute. Of course, we are putting our starfish friend back home because he so graciously let us visit, and now it's time for us to say goodbye. Now, this is the wrecks of wrecks. This is the USS Kittiwake, and my favorite thing about swimming up to this wreck is how she so mystically and mysteriously appears from the blue the closer you swim to it. And it has been here for perhaps a decade now, and the ship used to be 100% upright. But with storms and currents, the ship has slowly gone onto its side, and it is becoming one with the coral. And I really love looking above and seeing the rays shining down. And so as we continue to swim on, you will see how close the wreck is to the reef. And it is slowly connecting and becoming one, and there is so much beautiful growth all over the ship and so many good things to see. This is one of Scott's favorite dive sites. We did it twice on our trip because the first time we did it, our camera died in the water and we had a malfunction, and we saw so many amazing things that did not get recorded, so we had to do a redo, and this was such a great time. Now here, Lisa has spotted a sea cucumber, and I had never noticed sea cucumbers, and on this trip I learned all about them. Here is a beautiful example of the growth on the ship of coral, and look what happens when I shine my light on it. Oh my gosh, you would never believe that that is the color until you put a light on it. It is so incredible to see. Behind Lisa is a tunnel of coral, or a swim through, and she is encouraging me to lead the swim through, but I get very nervous over the swim through, and she just pointed at her butt saying like, you're gonna get all my butt in the video, and I said I don't care. So basically she said, okay fine, just follow me. And so here we go, and enjoy the view. But look at that coral. Look at how when you're swimming through, you can see above. Hold on. There's the above. And as you see Lisa swimming through, it's pretty tight. You have to have pretty good buoyancy, and that can be quite difficult when you're maneuvering lights and cameras. It's not the easiest thing, but at least it distracts you from claustrophobia. Although I don't really suffer from that, but something about not being able to get out freaks me out. But that was a pretty short one, and next time I'm here, I will lead this swim through. And here is Scott emerging in his very majestic way. He is having such a fun time. When I saw him do this, I was thinking, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And here goes Lisa signing that there is a sea anemone, and that is where Nemo lives. And can you see it? It's kind of glowing there, a little highlighter yellow. And here is the view of the top of the coral that we just swam through. And as you can see, the ship is right there, the USS Kittiwake. And we are on our way back to the ship. And of course, the iconic shot, the shot that Scott always wants. And he's sending me all his love because he loves me so much. I love you too, baby. Some of our favorite moments together are diving. And it's funny because we can't speak, but we can feel and we can sign. And here Scott is telling me to video this sign. So the fun thing about the Kittiwake is that you can swim through the decks. And this is probably my least favorite part of the dive, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So I found that on the second time in, I was having an easier time. And this is Scott making sure that I don't chicken out. And he is signing to me to get my butt in there and make sure that I'm recording all his things. So for this dive, I am the one recording him mostly because I know this is his favorite and I want to make sure that I'm getting video of him in his ship because I think he likes to think it's his ship. And this is interesting. This is a room where there are little bar stools and tables, and this is where the prior Navy team would eat. And the USS Kittiwake, there's Scott signing the food. The USS Kittiwake was a submarine rescue boat. So they would be out at sea and they would rescue any US subs that needed assistance or maintenance. So that's what she was, and I may totally be saying that incorrectly, but you get the gist. Here is me signing or rattling my rattle to Scott to get his butt up here because Miss Lisa was leaving us. I didn't know that she was just waiting on us and totally okay with this. But Scott's a curious little kitty and he likes to go off on his own. And I feel like I'm the one always making sure he stays close to the group. And yeah, here he comes emerging from his ship. His favorite, or one of his favorite movies is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which is a Disney movie. And he showed it to me and it was pretty advanced for a scuba diving early movie to see that they were able to get that kind of video in the 50s or 60s, I don't remember. And here is Lisa. She is taking my camera and Scott is of course manning the ship. So Lisa is taking my camera in order to take some videos of us together here manning the ship and just having a great time. And it was so nice because we were the only ones on this dive site. Now you can watch Scott and I struggle trying to time our salute. And we both have different hands, but you know, try doing this while you're like buoyant underwater. I'm trying to count us down and yeah, it was just a fail, but whatever. We did the best we could. Had a good time. And then I'm pointing that there's a barracuda. Oh, barracuda. This barracuda was so cool. It was just hovering. Talk about a buoyant fish. Like, this guy is just still as a whistle. They just float. And they check you out and they look. And yeah, look at how pretty he is. I think a lot of fish are male, but I could be completely incorrect. I just find myself saying he all the time. I think I'll call queen angels she's because they are, in my mind, they're she's. But look at that beautiful barracuda. Oh my goodness. And it was a big one. It was like the length of an arm. It was pretty big. Here he is kind of scooching away from Lisa. He's like, why are you getting so close to me? So Lisa leaves him. And look how far she swam from where we were. The closer she got to that barracuda. So cool. And of course, some great shot of Scott there at the wheel. And some more barracuda. Yay!
Baby shark.
Baby shark.
Yes. Arr.
Yeah.
I want to be a pirate for Halloween this year. Yay. Turtle! Baby, we're lucky. The sea gods have answered my prayer.
Here is the Dock Pulson, which is a smaller wreck, kind of in the middle of just this sandy oasis. And this wreck is incredible. Obviously, it's been here for so long. As you can see, the coral and the fans and the sponge just growing all over it. It's a fairly small boat or ship, and it is just such a treasure dive site. If you are someone who enjoys micro living things, I found myself so mesmerized by the miniature life living off or near or on the Dock Poulsen. and we saw so many incredible things here. And I think one of the best things about diving on a smaller site like this is that if you stay just in your area, the sea life will pass you. So you don't really have to move, you just wait for things to swim by. And on this dive site, we saw so many incredible things and many surprises from nature that were such a blessing. So I can't wait for you guys to see what else we see here, because there are some little surprises around the corners in this section of the video. Here is Lisa ever so gently sinking down and picking up this sea cucumber. And this sea cucumber was very friendly, so squishy and soft. It was so nice. Oh my gosh. I think he was a little like pissed off that we were handling him. Look at him move. Isn't that incredible? He was so awake and responsive, and it was just so fun to hold him. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but sea cucumbers are part of the starfish family, and he is so squishy. I wish you guys could feel it. It's like the squishiest marshmallow you've ever touched, while being so cool to the touch. I don't want to say slimy, but ultra soft. Softer than a down feather, but in a wet form. I don't know. And of course, as always, we have to put our sea friends back where they are or where they were, because this cucumber chose its home on the bottom of the dock, Pulson. And I hope that he is living a wonderful life. Lisa is the best. She is always so gentle and careful. I strive to be more like Lisa on my dives. But yeah, she is wonderful. Look at him moving and squirming to his little spot. Aw, he's so cute. I love him. Here is Lisa showing us the little cleaning shrimps. They are so small. If you don't see them, if you don't look, you won't see them. But do you see how little and almost translucent they are? Here are a couple of hermit crabs that I found, and they were a few feet away from the dock, Pulson, and they were just filtering through the sand, enjoying their, I guess, lunch. Did you know that all the sand on the bottom of the ocean and on the beaches is all fish poop? Sand is fish poop. And they eat coral, they eat sponge, and what they poop is the sand after eating coral. So there you have it. One of the things that I noticed a lot on this trip is the amount of fish that I saw pooping all over the place. I felt like I was swimming in a sea of fish poop. But at the same time, it's like I'm absolutely fine with it because sand is one of my favorite things. So I guess I could say that fish poop is my favorite thing. Here is a piece of sponge, and on this piece of sponge, there was the tiniest little fish. And I was so mesmerized by the tiny little thing. I just think to myself, if I was this little fish, what would I be thinking? What would I think of my huge body hovering over him? But this fish was so chill. And I don't know if you can see him. He's kind of on the bottom right side of this sponge. It's pretty difficult to see. I didn't put my light because I didn't want to scare it away. But it's there if you pause and look. And then here is Lisa showing us, I'm not sure if she's showing us the coral or the sponge. Maybe, it's the brain coral. That thing that looks like a brain, it's the brain coral. And inside of the sponge, of that yellow tubular sponge, there was some life, but I couldn't make out what it was. Anyways, this is pretty awesome. Now here we found a little grouper hiding. You always have to look under things because when you're looking in little caves of coral or under the ship, sometimes you'll find some friends laying. This is a yellow angelfish, and the fish seem to be very attracted to the light because the flashlight was on, and they swim towards the light, and then once they see you, they kind of swim away. So here's the fish getting pretty close, kind of checking it out. Here I am swimming across the sandy bottom to a coral head in order to see if we find any friends over there. But I really do enjoy the sandiness. Do you see all those little things that look like fingers sticking up out of the sand? Those are the garden eels that make these piles of sand that you see, these mountains of sand. Those are all made by the garden eels, as you see our stingray friend swimming on by. And they can be pretty long, and they wrap themselves up and they make these piles of sand. And that is how they live. So they will hide in their little holes or in their piles of sand when you swim by them. Now here I noticed a flounder. I have not seen a flounder since I was in Puerto Rico in 2021. I was so excited to see the flounder, and here he's coming into a pretty good view. They blend very well into the sand, and there you go. Here's the flounder. Look at how pretty. Oh, they just glide over the sand. They have such a wonderful way of moving. I find flounders to be some of my favorite fish to spot. I haven't seen one in a long time. And here is a beautiful view of all the plant life growing on the dock. It is so beautiful. And oh, here's Lisa pointing to Scott. You have to see what's over here. Look, 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 look. And when Scott gets over, we are in for the surprise of the dive, a spotted eagle ray. Look at it. If you are a Finding Nemo fan, this is Professor Ray singing "We're Going to the Blue." I'm at the line because we were really out of air at this point. We had to be up 5 minutes ago. But this was such a treat to see, and I got to see it from up above on the line. Scott zoomed in, tried to get as much video as he could, and this was probably one of our favorite moments of the entire dive. And it was just such a treat and a blessing from the sea gods to see. This was my first time ever seeing a spotted eagle ray at a reasonable distance, where you could actually make out the spots. And I mean, look at that beauty. Wow. Now we're about 80 feet under and there is a swim through. Captain Mac is our guide on this site and he just signed to Scott that he will take Scott and swim through and for me to swim above. And that is because when we are this deep, sometimes I start to get a little in my head, and so he was being very cautious of my need to feel like I can escape practically. But I have been doing better with the swim throughs, and swimming through coral is very magical. It feels like you're in the Little Mermaid's grotto and it is so amazing. So here is Captain Mac finally out of the swim through, and here I am meeting him from above. Scott is showing the path that they just came from. And of course, there is my handsome man being his little pro, cool, calm, and collected self, signing that he's okay. And here is Captain Mac checking our air, asking us how much air we have. This is a queen angelfish, and I played with the color of the video to take out all the blue so you could really see the beautiful queen angelfish. And they are not as easy to see. I find that I see many more gray angelfish. So queen angels are always a fun time to see. This was another great surprise from nature. Lisa, who was our dive guide on this site, spotted a nurse shark sleeping under the reef. And so we were trying our best to stay still and not kick up as much sand so that we could get good visibility. And nurse sharks are the most gentle sharks of all. So there is zero fear with a nurse shark, at least for me. But it's still a shark, and you should always respect sea life no matter what you're looking at.
So we have the whole conversation, and I said, well, you got to do the whole thing because you wanted Atlantis. But the best part was I said, but Carlin loves jewelry, so you are diving for jewels.
Yes, I love
love jewelry. I found it, look.
That's good.
Oh, that's great. I love
You
it.
knew we were down diving, huh?
Yeah.
Scott and Carla, I'm jealous. I hear that you're scuba diving. Not that I would probably do it, but I'd like to do it someday. I'm sorry we missed you here in DC, but I hope to see you guys soon. And that's for you guys.
Can I get a little bit more baby shampoo, please?
Do you want to come across to the line, bud?
Ryan, I'm up here. All right, and then my camera's up there too on a selfie stick today. Look at that. I'm hoping to get some
Got
good
it.
footage. All right,
1, 2, 3.
Captain Max, say hi to the camera. Aye, aye, Captain Max.
See you later.
See ya.
Here I am just loving on my man after we saw a turtle because we did 12 total dives on this trip and we were begging the sea gods for a turtle. And so you can imagine my excitement when I saw it. Of course, you heard me say through my regulator that there's a turtle. Hey, look! A Caribbean crab! And look at those colors pop when you have the light on it. It never gets old. It's like orange and purple and royal. So it's Sebastian. And of course, Scott is such a pro with the selfie stick. My selfie skills on a dive was not the best, but every dive is a practice. Oh my goodness, and look at that, more turtle. So this turtle was so special because he was just so chill. It was literally Crush from Finding Nemo. He was just swimming on, didn't care that we were this close, did not care. He was just eating his coral and his sponge, living his life, having a good time. It was so amazing to see, and seeing turtles is one of our favorite things when we're diving. There is nothing quite like seeing a wild turtle living its life. I don't know why they're so great, but they are. And they're docile. Sometimes they're shy, but this one was the least shy turtle ever. I mean, look at how close Scott is to the turtle. He is all up in his face. And this turtle did not care. I've never seen it until now. Sending you all my love, which is as deep as the ocean. Wishing you a wonderful blue day. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and leave me a comment.
Pirates! Arr! Arr!
Spin me. Which way do you want to spin me? Ah, my hat's so big.
That's okay. Yes.
Now with it behind, you can really see the clouds out there.
Yep. Still magical.